When Strangers Become Family by Hannah Katz. I like to think that there are three categories of people in my life: strangers, families, friends, and family. Yet somehow, somewhere, along my trip to rural Zimbabwean village, the lines separated the three merged. Every stranger I met was a friend, and every friend I made became family. I was 9 years old when my dad got involved with his friend Mark Brashow's charity, the U.S. Africa Children's Fellowship. The charity did many things, including donating books and school supplies to a distant African country. At that point, all I had ever changed was my hair into a ponytail. I had not changed in another life. However, when my family was offered the opportunity to travel halfway around the world to tour the country of Zimbabwe, which is north of South Africa, and to also help out in their schools, I jumped in with no hesitation whatsoever. I honestly had no idea of what to expect from the trip. I kept a journal along the way. On the plane ride to South Africa, I wrote, "I'm scared to see what these people's lives are like, and that I won't be able to help." I knew vaguely of what I was getting into. What I didn't know was how some people there didn't need changing. They were some of the most proud and hospitable human beings I've ever met. After touring Zimbabwe and going on safaris, my family and I traveled to the Swazi district, a rural village over an hour away from the city of Bulawayo. With a friend of Mark's as our outstanding interpreter and guide, we stayed in the ORAP Center located in Swansea. ORAP, which stands for Organization of Rural Associations for Progress, is a non-profit organization that works with Mark's charity to help send books, supplies, and clothes to small communities of people. This inspiring organization has branches that provide health care, AIDS medicine, food, education, and jobs for the Zimbabwean people. Organizations like ORAP completely amaze me. It's incredible how even in a country ravaged by poverty and misfortune, there are still selfless individuals making the world a better place. I continue to be inspired by them and am thankful to be reminded that there is still good in the world. At the ORAP Center, our housing consisted of cement walls, single beds with mattresses, a lack of electricity, 2 toilets without toilet seats, 2 shower stalls that no longer sported the luxury of running water, and an intricately woven thatched roof that let in plenty of cold air. I'm not complaining, only emphasizing how much nicer this was than the average village hut, or even their school. For example, the school bathrooms were cement outhouses with no ventilation, and the toilets were basically just holes in the ground. This lack of sanitation in rural communities is a huge factor of childhood sickness in Zimbabwe. Even though the buildings weren't ideal, every school that we visited welcomed us with open arms, mouths, and lots of food. After being introduced to the students at every school, a glee club would sing their local songs and dance with us. They would stomp their feet and laugh hysterically at us when we tried to imitate them. It's crazy to think that even across the world, these kids, who had basically nothing, were the same as the kids back home. They loved to sing loud and danced without a care in the world. Not only were we welcomed with song, but also with food. Every new friend I met wanted to feed me. The ORAP Center provided a huge breakfast every morning for us, followed by a filling 10 o'clock tea, with sandwiches of course, lunch at noon, and then a giant dinner in the evening. At one of the primary schools, my mom and I visited the teachers' houses, more like rooms on the school property. One particularly generous teacher wanted to give us corn that they had cooked. We accepted, but with quiet regrets, because when we realized that the corn was probably their entire dinner for that night. Not only did the corn taste like candle wax, but the teacher then insisted that we take the whole bag. In Zimbabwean culture, it would have been worse to not accept their gift than to take the meal for that evening. When we returned to the ORAP Center, workers gratefully accepted our re-gifted corn. In between the touring and eating, my 16-year-old sister and I tested the eyesight of several teachers and older students to see if they needed glasses. We are currently in the process of sending glasses to those who needed them. Besides performing eye exams, I made friendship bracelets with older students, played matching games with the younger kids, and got a true taste of the Zimbabwean lifestyle. Surprisingly, I envied their simplistic lifestyle, where dreams are just dreams. New York City is on another planet, and varsity soccer consists of intense games on a dirt field, with cleats if you're lucky. On my last day in the Swazi district, our whole group visited a primary school by means of local transportation called a Scotch cart. We arrived at the school after an hour of bouncing along in the cart, because the cart was pulled by 2 unlucky donkeys. Getting there safely was a miracle all in itself. However, when we arrived, all of the little kids were singing a song that we had become familiar with throughout our trip. We are together, O Lord, we are a family, we love each other. We love each other, O Lord, we are a family. It was one of the most emotional moments of the whole experience for me, because I realized that even though I couldn't fix every student, child, or human being there, I was still part of their family. I think the Zimbabwean people might just have the definition of family correct. Family is more than just sharing the same blood. Family in Zimbabwe is your neighbor, your stray dog, your harvest god. Family is your priest, your wool hat, your brand new textbook, and best of all, their family now includes me. I'm still not sure that I came back from that trip a completely changed person, but I hope that the place I came back from changed because of me. Choose to use new experiences. Hannah is an advocate for Kids Helping Kids Connecticut. Just like Hannah did on her trip, embrace the unexpected things and interactions that come your way every day. The new people you meet, the new experiences you hadn't planned on, the new gifts you never asked for, and use those relationships and newfound knowledge for good works. Please visit kidshelpingkidsct.org and thechildrensfellowship.org.